If you want to avoid an unexpected $300 fee during your next trip to Mexico, then you need to watch this. I've traveled to Mexico many times and never knew this fee was a possibility, and I could have likely triggered it at least a couple times recently. Hi, welcome back to Travel Tips. My wife has been a professional travel advisor for many years, and she recently told me some of the people she was traveling with were required to pay this fee. In this video, I'm going to let you know what triggers this unexpected fee and how you can avoid it. Let's get right into it. Like every other country, Mexico has customs rules about which items and how much or how many of these items you can bring into the country, like cash, cigarettes, and liquor. But the rule I'm talking about, most people don't know about. In Mexico, you're allowed to just one tax-exempt portable computing device per person. That means, for example, you can bring in one computer or one iPad, but not two computers, and not a computer and an iPad. If you do, you're subject to paying a duty. There are additional restrictions beyond computers, which I will discuss in a minute. Now, I know what many of you are saying. I've traveled to Mexico many times and never had a problem. Like me, this is definitely possible because you will only be charged the additional duty if you either declare the additional items or you don't declare them, but your bags are inspected and found to contain too many devices. Of the many times I've been to Mexico, I didn't know I was violating any import requirements, and thus I've gone through the nothing to declare corridor when going through customs. In this case, most people's bags aren't searched unless subject to a random search. And this is how people are found to be violating this rule they weren't aware of and subject to the additional fee, which can be surprisingly high. For those of you who need more convincing, I'm showing a recent Forbes article which discusses this very topic. And there are additional restrictions like only 2 cameras and 3 cell phones. In the description, I'm going to provide a link to the Forbes article as well as a link to the additional Mexican import limits. If you have additional questions, I'm also providing a link to our travel website, which has contact information to get additional travel questions answered. Or you can always drop questions in the comments. Hey, if you like the information I'm providing, please hit the thumbs up. It really helps our channel understand what content is important to you. So I mentioned earlier I would suggest some ways to avoid paying this fee. The easiest way, of course, is to not exceed the limit. In this case, even if you're inspected, there will be no additional duty applied. Another option is to be aware that this is a per person limit. How can you use this to your advantage? Well, let's say you want to bring in a laptop, a personal one, and a work laptop, but your spouse isn't bringing anything. You could each carry one device in your luggage to keep below the personal limit. If you found this video interesting, don't forget to subscribe to get future content, and check out this video with additional cruise information or inspiration.